Hello? Can you hear me? Sure. I'm using this mic. Hello? Mic testing. Okay, better? Clear? Sure? Okay. Pallavi. Why I cannot see my... I mean, it's already here, but I cannot see the... Oh, okay, okay. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Mic test, can you hear me?
I hope we can start now. Yeah. Namaste. Very good afternoon, everyone. Hope you all are in good health. My name is Bimal Kadel from FroxJob. We are really happy to have you all in today's webinar, and thank you for your valuable time with us. This is our second webinar in association with AIT Extension Bangkok. HR Train was our first, and now changing role of HR in digital world is the webinar today where we are going to, it is going to happen today. Yeah, so one of the research has concluded that at least 40% of all businesses will die in 10 years if they don't figure out how the changes, I mean, how to change their entire company to accommodate new technology. So we can imagine how important the technology and the digitalization is. This is what we are going to discuss in today's webinar, and what our expert are going to explain about in the webinar today. So you can please have a look into the itinerary displayed in the screen about the program flow. So it will be around 1 hour and 15 minutes till 4:15 Nepali time. Now, valuing your time, let me hand over the platform to Mr. Dr. Jonathan Shah, Executive Director, AIT Extension. Sir, it's over to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Bimal, and a very good afternoon to everybody. Namaste, and welcome to this latest webinar in this very important series. So thank you very much, and we're looking forward to a very productive and informative afternoon. I have been thinking a lot about how HR has been affected by the various changes that we are all talking about, the various technologies from data analytics through to blockchain technology, etc. And of course, HR, like every field, is going to be increasingly disrupted as we move forward. And in a sense, the COVID-19 crisis that we've all been living through over the past few months has been a crash course in orienting everybody to the potential of digital. For example, for maybe the past 15 or 20 years, we've heard about the paperless office. But for the first time in those 20 years, I can say that in the past 3 months, I have not printed a single page of paper. My office now is truly paperless for the first time in living memory. And this has really been forced upon us by circumstances, of course, but that's a learning opportunity. And I think as what we're looking forward to this afternoon is a conversation that allows us to explore the various dimensions of how the digitalization has started to transform businesses, not just in the West, not just in Thailand, but in Nepal and everywhere in the world. I think everywhere in the world, in a sense, there has been a leveling of opportunities for all of us. So we're looking forward to hearing from Nepali colleagues and your perspective. On our side, I'd like to give a very warm welcome to my old friend Rinaldo Kalabdan, who's agreed to work with us as the facilitator, the global facilitator on behalf of AIT Extension. And Ray is somebody that was working with us when we set up AIT Extension 20 years ago, and has remained a steadfast collaborator. And as a freelance consultant, Ray has been able to, will bring very diverse perspectives and views on this particular topic. We're delighted to work with FroxJob, of course, and RIGO, and I'd like to commend everybody involved for the very high level of professionalism involved in this particular webinar. So without further ado, let me welcome everybody, and we look forward to a very productive, successful, enjoyable, interactive, above all else, webinar this afternoon. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jonathan sir. Definitely. So it's a really happy matter for us as well to work with you in collaboration with AIT Extension for, in fact, it's for industry growth, in fact, I would say. Yeah. So this webinar is jointly organized by FroxJob and RIGO Technology, RIGO, in fact. And AIT is definitely there from the very beginning day. And we are together for many things in coming days. So coming back to the webinar, let me, the changing role of HR in digital world is the second webinar following our HR trends. For today's webinar, we have two facilitators, Mr. Mukunda Pokhrel, who is the founder of RIGO. I hope you might be familiar with RIGO, as it is one of the leading HRMS software in Nepal. And similarly, we have a second facilitator. So he is Reynaldo Kalabdan. He is expert of organization development and possesses 25 years plus experience in similar field. So mostly he worked with AIT for more than 10 years. So I would like to welcome both of our experts for today's webinar. So I would like to request Mr. Mukunda Pokhrel for our first facilitator to take over this platform. And to the participant, please, if you have any queries, you can drop in the chat box. So we will get back to you on your queries following the presentation by the facilitators. Thank you, Mukunda sir. It's over to you now.
Thank you, Bimal. Welcome everyone and good afternoon. Hope everyone is safe and sound at home or at office. Definitely today is Saturday, you might be in office. And I believe in clear communication. So I'll be presenting in Nepali language. I hope everybody understands Nepali. I'll be sharing my screen right now. बिमलजीले भनिसक्नुभयो म चाहिँ मुकुन्द पोखरेल म पेसाले चार्टर्ड एकाउन्टेन्ट सिस्टम अडिटर र इन्फर्मेसन टेक्नोलोजी गभर्नेन्समा काम गरिरहेको छु पास्ट 10 इयर्सदेखि र मेरो यो चाहिँ एचआर फिल्डमा अराउन्ड 5-7 वर्षको एक्सपिरियन्स छ। सुरुमै मैले बीबीएस पढ्दाखेरि त्यतिखेर कस्तो थियो भने प्राय जसो अलिकति डिफ्रेन्ट सब्जेक्टहरुमा इलेक्टिभ सब्जेक्ट छान्ने चलन थियो। मैले त्यतिखेर चाहिँ एचआरलाई इलेक्टिभ सब्जेक्ट लिएको थिएँ सुरुमै। अनि एचआर चाहिँ प्राय धेरै लिन्थेन। अनि त्यतिखेर एचआरबाट इन्ट्रेस्ट सुरु हुँदै हुँदै चाहिँ अहिले मैले एचआरकै सिस्टमहरूमा एचआरमा कसरी काम गर्न सकिन्छ, कोलाबोरेसन कसरी गर्न सकिन्छ, एचआरको डेटा एनालिटिक्सहरू त्यस्तैमा काम गरिरहेको छु। र चाहिँ रिगो टेक्नोलोजी हामीले 2010मा सुरु गरेका थियौँ। त्यसमा अहिले नेपालमा हामीले लगभग 200 भन्दा बढी लार्ज स्केल इन्टरप्राइजहरूमा काम गरिरहेका छौँ। र एचआरको सफ्टवेयरले हाम्रो रिगोको एचआर सफ्टवेयरको थ्रुबाट चाहिँ नेपालमा अलमोस्ट 60,000 पिपलहरूको डेटा र इन्फर्मेसन प्रोसेस हुन्छ। र लगभग हामीले प्रत्येक महिना 100 करोड जतिको ट्रान्जेक्सन चाहिँ प्रोसेस गरिरहेका छौँ। यो चाहिँ लगभग नेपालमा नम्बर र भोल्युमको बेसमा चाहिँ सबभन्दा बढी हुनसक्छ। अब धेरै नगरिकन हामी अलिकति म सर्टमै 8-10 मिनटमै सकाउने मेरो प्लान छ। र नेपालको लिडिङ अर्गनाइजेसनहरू मेनली फाइनेन्स इन्स्टिट्युसनहरू, म्यानुफ्याक्चरिङ कन्सर्न्सहरू, एनजिओ आइएनजिओमा चाहिँ हामीले अहिले काम गरिरहेका छौँ। र यो काम गर्दाखेरि मेनली आजको टपिकमै जाउँ हामी। मेन टपिक चाहिँ एचआरमा डिजिटलाइजेसन कसरी सुरु भएर कतापट्टि जाँदैछ। म चाहिँ नेपालको कन्टेक्स्टमा बोलिरहेको हुन्छु। नेपालमा हामीले हेर्दाखेरि चाहिँ के भयो भन्दाखेरि जस्तै म लगभग 10-12 वर्षदेखि स्टडी गरिरहेको छु यसमा। त्यसमा नेपालको कन्टेक्स्ट र ग्लोबल कन्टेक्स्ट हेऱ्यो भने अलिकति फरक छ। नेपाली कन्टेक्स्टमा हामीले अहिले पनि के गरिरहेको छौँ भने एउटा कर्पोरेट कल्चर सुरु भइसकेको छैन। धेरै जसो बिजनेसहरू पब्लिक कम्पनी भए पनि अथवा प्राइभेटली हेल्ड कम्पनी भए पनि रन गरिरहेको छ। भनेको काम गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ हामी कर्पोरेट कल्चर भन्दा पनि फ्यामिलीकै तरिकाले कम्पनीहरू रन भइरहेको हुन्छ। अर्को कुरा भनेको चाहिँ हामी नेपालमा अझै पनि इनोभेसन र स्ट्राटेजीमा त्यति काम गरेका छैनौँ। भर्खर सुरु गर्दैछौँ। गरेको यो चाहिँ यसभन्दा पहिलेको पुरानोमा चाहिँ इनोभेसन स्ट्राटेजी त्यो गऱ्यो भने एचआरमा अलिकति डिजिटलाइजेसनमा फोकस हुनुपर्ने थियो र त्यो चाहिँ नभएको भएर हामी अलिकति पछाडि परिरहेका छौँ। र मेन चाहिँ एउटा के भइदियो भन्दा एचआरलाई नेपाली कम्पनीहरूले कहिले पनि कम्पिटिङ फ्याक्टरको रूपमा लिँदैन। एउटा सिम्पल फङ्सनको रूपमा, जस्तै एपोइन्टमेन्ट लेटर दिने, स्यालेरी खुवाउने, ट्रान्सफरहरू गर्ने, रेकर्ड किपिङ गर्ने र सिम्पल फङ्सनको रूपमा मात्रै अहिलेसम्म चलिरहेको छ धेरै केसमा। र यो चाहिँ अबको फ्युचरमा चाहिँ के छ भने नेपालभन्दा बाहिरकै ठुलो कम्पनीसित कम्पिट गर्नुपर्ने केसमा र हामीले चाहिँ एचआर स्ट्राटेजी र एचआरलाई चाहिँ कम्पिटिङ फ्याक्टरको रूपमा अगाडि लिएर भर्खर सुरु गर्दैछौँ। अहिलेसम्म पनि त्यो थिएन। र अर्को एउटा मेजर कुरा नेपालमा एचआर डिजिटलाइजेसन हुन अलिकति टाइम लाग्नुको रिजन चाहिँ के थियो भने अर्गनाइजेसनहरूले एचआरको जुन टेक्नोलोजी छ, एचआर मात्रै नभनौँ अरू पनि टेक्नोलोजीमा चाहिँ इन्भेस्टमेन्ट धेरै नै कम थियो। एचआर त चलिहाल्छ नि, काम चलिहाल्छ। टेक्नोलोजी भनेको अप एन्ड रनिङ भए पुग्छ, अलिअलि काम गरे पुग्छ, सिम्पल भए पुग्छ भनेर चाहिँ लो इन्भेस्टमेन्टको कारणले हामीले राइट टेक्नोलोजीमा अझै पनि इन्भेस्ट गर्न सकिरहेका छौँ। अब सायद यो लास्ट 3 मन्थमा जे कुरा हामीले सिकिरहेका छौँ त्यसले चेन्ज गर्छ। र यसभन्दा पहिले पनि नेपालमा जस्तो सुरुमा पायोनियरको रूप हेऱ्यो भने वर्ल्ड लिङ्क, मण्डला सफ्टवेयर, स्विफ्ट टेक्नोलोजी, यो ग्लोबल आइएमईवाला एउटा ग्रुप थियो, स्विफ्ट टेक्नोलोजीको ग्रुपहरू, उनीहरूले चाहिँ धेरै पहिलेदेखि सुरु गरेको। लगभग मेरो 2000देखि नै हुनुपर्छ, लगभग 20 वर्ष नै भइसक्यो। 20 वर्ष अगाडिदेखि नै नेपालमा एचआरलाई डिजिटलमा लिएर जाने, डिजिटल एचआरमा काम गर्ने कुरा चाहिँ भइसकेछ। तर त्यति हुँदाहुँदै पनि अहिलेसम्म पनि हाम्रो डिजिटल एचआर चाहिँ त्यति अगाडि बढ्न सकिरहेको छैन। हामी सिम्पल 3टा फङ्सनमा अड्केर बसिरहेका छौँ। एउटा सिम्पल हामीले चाहिँ के गर्यो भने इम्प्लोइ रेकर्डलाई डिजिटाइज गऱ्यौँ। त्यो भनेको रेकर्ड किपिङ र एउटा डेटाबेस मेन्टेन गऱ्यौँ। त्यसको लागि चाहिँ पहिले पेपरमा थियो भने अब त्यही रेकर्ड चाहिँ डिजिटल फर्मेटमा पनि छ, हामीसित डेटाबेसमा पनि छ। र हामीले सर्ट एन्ड क्यालकुलेसन गरिरहेका छौँ। क्यालकुलेसन इन द सेन्स जस्तो हामीले लिभको क्यालकुलेसन हुनसक्छ, पेरोलको क्यालकुलेसन हुनसक्छ, ट्याक्सको हुनसक्छ। यो कुरामा अलिकति क्यालकुलेसन छ। र हामीले धेरै केसमा फर्म्सहरूलाई रिप्लेस गरिसकेका छौँ। जस्तो लिभको फर्म होला अथवा एप्रेजलको फर्म होला अथवा ओभरटाइमको फर्म होला। हामीले सिम्पल यो 3टा कुरामा मात्रै अहिलेसम्म अलिकति काम गरिरहेछौँ। सिम्पल रेकर्ड किपिङ, डेटाबेस मेन्टेन गर्ने, इम्प्लोइको डेटाबेस, प्लस अलिकति क्यालकुलेसन र फर्महरूलाई चाहिँ सर्टेन लेभलमा रिप्लेसमेन्ट गर्ने। हाम्रो अहिलेसम्मको प्रोग्रेस चाहिँ अलमोस्ट यति छ। तर तपाईँले अहिले जुन पास्ट 3 मन्थमा देखिराख्नु भएको छ त्यसमा चाहिँ थिङ्सहरू अलिकति चेन्ज भइरहेछ। जस्तै हामीले घरबाटै काम गर्नुपर्ने रिमोट अफिसको कुरा आयो, अनि त्यसपछि कोलाबोरेसन गर्नुपर्ने कुरा। त्यसभन्दा पहिले चाहिँ हामी टेबलमा बसेर काम गर्थ्यौँ, टेबल टक हुन्थ्यो, अब भेटेरै कुरा गरिन्थ्यो। तर यो कुरा चाहिँ धेरै नै चेन्ज भइसकेछ। तर पनि अझै पनि हामीले नेपालमा सिक्नुपर्ने चाहिँ धेरै कुरा बाँकी छ। जस्तै एउटा कुरा भनेको हामीले यो जुन डिजिटल सिस्टममा जानको लागि अलिकति ब्यारियर भनेको सिम्पल, मैले चाहिँ एकदमै सिम्पल ल्याङ्ग्वेजमा भन्छु, किनभने टेक्निकल ल्याङ्ग्वेजमा कुरा गर्न चाहिँ रियल नाल्डो यसभन्दा पछाडि हुनुहुन्छ। हामीले चाहिँ अझै पनि एचआरमा स्ट्यान्डर्ड प्रोसेस फलो गर्न सकिरहेका छैनौँ। किनभने फ्यामिली टाइपको बिजनेसहरू भएर र एचआरको प्रोफेसनलहरू पनि कति त राम्रो हुनुहुन्छ, तर कति चाहिँ भर्खर नयाँ सिक्दै गरेको प्रोफेसनल भएर चाहिँ हामी स्ट्यान्डर्ड प्रोसेसमा नभएर चाहिँ कसरी आफ्नै तरिकाले गइरहेका छौँ। भनेको हामी स्ट्यान्डर्ड प्रोसेसमा अझै पनि छैनौँ। र जति पनि एचआरको अलिक ठुलो कम्पनी भइदियो भने चाहिँ के हुन्छ, सबैले चाहिँ जस्तो कन्ट्रोल, जस्तै ओनरले कन्ट्रोल गर्न खोज्छ, इन्भेस्टरले कन्ट्रोल गर्न खोज्छ, त्यो गर्दा चाहिँ अननेसेसरी रुल्सहरू भनेको जुन स्टेप एउटा हायरार्की छ एउटाबाट अर्कोमा जम्प गर्ने एउटा अप्रुभलको लागि पनि धेरै अननेसरी भनेको हामीले अझै पनि एचआरलाई अथवा त्यो डिपार्टमेन्टको म्यानेजमेन्टलाई फुल राइट दिइसकेका छैनौँ। फुल राइट नदिँदाखेरि के हुन्छ त्यो हायरार्की बढ्दै जान्छ। मैले भनेको कुरा चाहिँ फेरि अर्कोलाई पास गराउनुपर्छ अर्कोलाई पास गराउनुपर्छ त्यो कुरा गरेर चाहिँ अननेसरी रुल अननेसरी कम्प्लेक्सिटी र अननेसरी हायरार्की छ। र यो भनेको एउटा अर्गनाइजेसनको आफ्नो इन्टरनल कुरा भयो। हायरार्की कुरा रुलहरू कुरा र स्ट्यान्डर्ड प्रोसेस अझै पनि फलो नहुनु कुरा चाहिँ अर्गनाइजेसनको इन्टरनल पार्ट छ भने अर्को एक्सटर्नल मार्केटको पार्ट पनि छ। नेपालमा ट्रुली भन्ने भने एचआर सफ्टवेयर अझै पनि एभाइलेबल छैन। जस्तै हामीले सफ्टवेयर भनेको सिम्पल त्यो रेकर्ड किपिङ क्यालकुलेसन र अलिकति फर्मलाई अटोमेसन गर्ने बाहेक नेपालको जुन सफ्टवेयर कम्पनीहरू छ त्यहाँभन्दा बढी चाहिँ धेरै दिन सकिरहेको छैन। र अझै पनि बाहिरको सिस्टम ल्याएर नेपालमा युज गर्न चाहिँ एउटा चाहिँ कस्टको फ्याक्टर छ भनेको पैसाको कुरा एउटा डलरमा पे गर्नु पर्यो। अरू कुरा भनेको त्यो सिस्टम नेपालमा आएर हाम्रो जुन स्ट्यान्डर्ड प्रोसेस नभएको केसमा र रुल्सहरू चाहिँ अलिकति कम्प्लिकेटेड भएको केसमा त्यो इम्प्लिमेन्ट गर्न गाह्रो भइरहेछ। त्यही भएर सबभन्दा पहिले हामी डिजिटलमा जानु चाहिँ यो प्रोसेसलाई स्ट्यान्डर्डाइजेसन गर्नुपर्ने छ एउटा। अर्को चाहिँ हाम्रो रुलहरू चाहिँ कम्प्लिकेटेड नभएर सिम्पल। जति पनि मैले जस्तो 10 वर्षमा हेर्दाखेरि चाहिँ के देखेँ भने धेरै ठाउँमा त्यो कम्प्लेक्सिटीलाई सिम्प्लिफाई गर्न सकिन्छ। त्यो सिम्प्लिफाई गर्नेतिर हामी गएकै छौँ। जे कुरालाई पनि कम्प्लेक्स बनाउँदै गइरहेछौँ होइन। त्यो कुरालाई छोडेर अनि अगाडि जान सकिने चाहिँ छ। अब चाहिँ के गर्ने त? अब भनेको हामीले मेनली एकदम सिम्पल टर्म्समा हेऱ्यो भने अर्गनाइजेसनले एउटा इम्प्लोइसँग एक्सपेक्ट गर्ने भनेकै के हो? इम्प्लोइसँग अलिकति नलेज होस् स्किल होस् अर्गनाइजेसनमा काम गर्न सक्ने अर्गनाइजेसनलाई चाहिँ एउटा डेलिभर दिन सक्ने नलेज स्किल होस्। इम्प्लोइ चाहिँ मोटिभेटेड होस् हाम्रो अर्गनाइजेसनमा काम गर्दा। प्लस इम्प्लोइ चाहिँ एउटा लेभलको पर्फर्मेन्स चाहिँ हामीलाई डेलिभर गरोस् र इम्प्लोइ अर्गनाइजेसनप्रति लोयल होस् र उसलाई चाहिँ रेस्पोन्सिबल बनाउन सकियोस् र उसलाई एकाउन्टेबल होस् इम्प्लोइ। हामीले खोजेको अलमोस्ट एकदमै समरीमा भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ यति कुरा हो। तर यो कुराको लागि हामीले के चाहिँ ख्याल गरिरहेको छैन यो त हामीलाई क्लियर छ थाहा छ। तर हामीले ओभरलुक गरेको कुरा चाहिँ हामीले इम्प्लोइलाई चाहिँ एउटा एप्रोप्रिएट वर्किङ इन्भाइरोमेन्ट दिन चाहिँ अलिकति हामी ख्याल गर्नुपर्नेछ। र अर्को पार्टमा चाहिँ हाम्रो अर्गनाइजेसनको मेनली चाहिँ हामीले के गरिरहेको छौँ अहिले पनि एचआरमा काम गर्दाखेरि अर्गनाइजेसनको अब्जेक्टिभ चाहिँ एउटा कुरा छ र इम्प्लोइले काम चाहिँ अर्कैतिर गरिरहेको छ। भनेको अर्गनाइजेसनको भिजन मिसन र अब्जेक्टिभसँग चाहिँ इम्प्लोइको वर्क जुन छ नि त्यो चाहिँ अलाइन भइरहेको छैन। त्यो कुरा हामीले गर्नुपर्नेछ। र हामी चाहिँ के गर्छौँ भने इम्प्लोइ आइसकेपछि ग्रेजुएट भएर आयो भने चाहिँ सिधै काम गर्न सक्छ भन्ने एउटा एज्युम्सन छ। त्यो कुरा नभएर लर्निङ नलेज स्किलहरू इन्हेन्स गर्ने एउटा लर्निङ एन्ड म्यानेजमेन्ट सिस्टमबाट चाहिँ जुन स्किल ग्याप छ त्यो स्किल ग्याप एसेसमेन्ट गरेर फिल गर्ने कुरा गर्नुपर्नेछ। र क्यारियर ग्रोथको लागि अहिले इम्प्लोइ चाहिँ धेरै के छ भने लार्ज स्केलको इन्टरप्राइज हेर्दाखेरि चाहिँ इनकेस क्यारियर ग्रोथ चाहियो भने चाहिँ एउटा अर्गनाइजेसनबाट अर्को अर्गनाइजेसनमा जम्प गर्ने केस छ। जस्तै म चाहिँ अब ग्रो गर्नु पर्यो भने ल मैले यहाँ 2 वर्ष काम गरेँ अब अर्को अर्गनाइजेसनमा गएर ग्रो गर्छु भन्छ। त्यो नगरेर अर्गनाइजेसनभित्रै चाहिँ एउटा क्यारियर ग्रोथ दिन सक्नुपर्ने भयो। र अरू कुरा भनेको चाहिँ हामीले इम्प्लोइको लागि फेयर ट्रिटमेन्ट गर्नु पर्यो। फेयर ट्रिटमेन्ट चाहिँ कस्तो सेन्समा भन्दा अहिले जस्तो हामीले पर्फर्मेन्स एप्रेजल गरिरहेका छौँ इम्प्लोइको रिवार्ड एन्ड रेकग्निसनको कुरा गरिरहेका छौँ। त्यो कुरामा पनि जस्तै इयरको इन्डमा गएर हामीले चाहिँ एउटा पर्फर्मेन्स एप्रेजल गर्छौँ अनि त्यो गर्दा चाहिँ म्यानेजरले भुलिसके हुन्छ अथवा अर्कै म्यानेजर आइसके हुन्छ र जुन इम्प्लोइले पाउनुपर्ने उसको एउटा रेकग्निसन हो उसले गरेको कामको एउटा जस हो त्यो चाहिँ अहिलेसम्म पनि पाइरहेको छैन। अब डिजिटल एचआरबाट गर्न सकिने कुरा भन्छ यही कुरा हो। यही कुरा चाहिँ हामीले अगाडि लिएर जान सकिन्छ होइन। त्यसकै कुरामा गर्दा हामीले 3टा बेसिक कुरामा फोकस गर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ। एउटा जब फिटनेस। जब फिटनेसमा चाहिँ इम्प्लोइ कुन जबको लागि कति फिट छ उसको चाहिँ जब प्रोफाइल के छ हामी चाहिँ सुरुमा यो कामको लागि चाहिँ कसरी काम गर्ने कस्तो इम्प्लोइ यो काम गर्न सक्छ यो पोजिसनको लागि चाहिँ उसको स्किल रिक्वायरमेन्ट के हो त्यो कुरा चाहिँ डिफाइन गर्नु पर्यो। उसको स्किल एसेस गर्नु पर्यो। लर्निङ र डेभलपमेन्टबाट चाहिँ अगाडि लिएर जानु पर्यो। र सक्सन प्लानिङ इनकेस आज एउटा इम्प्लोइ भइदैन भने चाहिँ भोलि उसको ठाउँमा अर्कोले कसरी काम गर्न सक्छ एउटा कसरी तयार गरेर लिएर एउटा नलेज म्यानेजमेन्टको तरिकाले जानु पर्यो। र अर्को हामीले पास्ट 3 मन्थ्समा देखेको भनेकै कुरा के हो भने टिम वर्क र कोलाबोरेसन कसरी गर्ने त्यसको लागि जस्तै गोल अलाइनमेन्टको कुराहरू एमबिओ म्यानेजमेन्ट बाई अब्जेक्टिभ अथवा ओकेआर अब्जेक्टिभ एन्ड की रिजल्ट्स त्यो कुरामा फलो गर्न सकिन्छ। टास्क म्यानेजमेन्ट हामीले गर्न सकिन्छ र फाइल सेयरिङहरू त्यसपछि मेसेजिङ र च्याटहरू एचआर सिस्टममै काम गर्न सकिन्छ। र एभाइलेबिलिटी भएर घरबाटै काम गर्नुपर्दा रिमोटबाटै काम गर्नुपर्दा मोबाइल क्लाउडबाट चाहिँ काम गर्न सकिन्छ। अर्को भनेको मेन पार्ट चाहिँ इभ्यालुएसन र फिडब्याक। जस्तै कन्टिन्युस पर्फर्मेन्स एप्रेजल इयरको इन्डमा नभएर बिचमै एप्रेजल भने कन्टिन्युस गरिराख्ने टाइमली फिडब्याक दिने जस्तै उसले केही गरिरहेछ कसरी गर्नुपर्ने त्यो चाहिँ फिडब्याक टाइमली हुनु पर्यो। र एचआरको चाहिँ एनालाइटिक्स पार्टमा भनेको जस्तो डेली के भइरहेछ हाम्रो काम कहाँ छ कतापट्टि सुधार गर्नुपर्छ भने एनालाइटिक्समा फोकस गर्नु पर्यो। हामी रिगोले चाहिँ यही कुरालाई जस्तो हामीले लगभग 1 वर्ष अगाडि चाहिँ यही मोडलमा काम गर्न सुरु गरिरहेका थियौँ र लास्ट 3 मन्थमा चाहिँ अझै बढी यसको निड भयो। त्यही भएर चाहिँ अलिकति रेपिड पेसमा गएर हामीले यो नयाँ वर्ष साउनभन्दा अगाडि नै एउटा नयाँ सिस्टम लन्च गर्दैछौँ, कम्प्लिटली नयाँ सिस्टम। त्यो सिस्टमको लागि चाहिँ म तपाईँलाई अलिकति क्विकली स्क्रिन मात्रै देखाउन जान्छु अनि मैले क्लोज गर्छु। जस्तै त्यो सिस्टममा भएको फिचरहरू चाहिँ धेरै नै छ। जस्तै हामीले अहिले हेर्दाखेरि चाहिँ म क्विकली लगभग 1 मिनटमा सिधाइसक्छु है त। जस्तै हामीले HRM CIPD को बेस्ट प्र्याक्टिसहरू फलो गरिरहेका छौँ, कस्टमरको डिमान्डलाई चाहिँ सुनेर काम गरिरहेका छौँ। अनि एउटा मेजर पार्ट भनेको यो पिपल एनालाइटिक्स, आर्टिफिसियल इन्टेलिजेन्स, मेसिन लर्निङ र च्याटबोटहरू। जस्तै च्याटबाटै भाइबरबाटै काम गर्न सक्ने, लिभ रिक्वेस्ट गर्न सक्ने र अहिलेको चेन्जिङ इन्भाइरोमेन्टलाई काम गरेर चाहिँ मेनली युजेबल, फ्लेक्सिबल र सेक्युर सिस्टम चाहिँ तयार गरिरहेका छौँ। क्विक स्क्रिनहरू मैले सो गर्दै जान्छु, पछि चाहिँ हामीले अरू प्रोग्राम बेसको बारेमा डिटेलमा गरौँला। सिस्टम भयो जस्तै रिक्रुटमेन्टबाट सुरु हुन्छ, एभ्रिथिङ तपाईँलाई मेल च्याटहरू केही पनि चाहिएन, मेलहरू सबै कुरा स्किप गर्न सकिन्छ, एभ्रिथिङ सिस्टमबाटै काम गर्न सक्छ। ड्यासबोर्डहरू, डेटा एनालाइटिक्सहरूको पार्टहरूमा जस्तो लिभ एनालाइटिक्सको पार्टहरू, इम्प्लोइको पार्टहरू जस्तै कि स्किल एन्ड कम्पिटेन्सीको पार्टहरूमा, अनि इम्प्लोयरको स्किलहरू कम्पेयर गर्ने पार्टहरू भयो, जेडी जब प्रोफाइलहरू, यो सबै कुरा चाहिँ त्यहाँबाट हेर्ने पार्टहरूमा, अथवा इम्प्लोयरको कम्पेरिजन गर्ने पार्टहरू, उनीहरूको जस्तो नोटहरू राख्ने, इम्प्लोयको जोर्नलहरू राख्ने, लास्टमा गएर समराइज गर्ने, पेरोलहरूको पार्टहरू हुनसक्छ, एनालाइटिक्सको पार्टहरू सबै कुराहरू भयो। त्यसपछि बजेटिङहरूको पार्टहरू, वर्कफोर्स प्लानिङहरूको पार्टहरूमा, गोल म्यानेजमेन्ट, टास्क म्यानेजमेन्ट, अनि यो फाइलहरू सेयरिङको कुराहरू, जस्तो च्याटहरू, HR सिस्टमभित्रै च्याटहरू कुराहरू, त्यो बाहिर भएको इम्प्लोयरको ट्र्याक गर्ने कुराहरू, इम्प्लोयको सेल्फ सर्भिस ड्यासबोर्डहरू, सबै कुरा चाहिँ हामीले गरिरहेको छौँ। भनेको वेब प्लस मोबाइलमा छ। यो भनेको चाहिँ अब के छ भने निड चाहिँ हामीले फिल गरिसकेका छौँ र डिजिटलमा गर्न चाहिँ धेरै पोसिबल छ र त्यसको लागि चाहिँ हामीले जुन तयार गरिरहेको छौँ त्यसबाट तपाईँहरू सबैसँग सहकार्य गरेर अगाडि बढ्न चाहिँ एक्सपेक्ट गर्छौँ। र यति भन्दै मैले अलिकति 1-2 मिनट बढी टाइम लिइसकेँ, क्लोज गर्छु।
Thank you so much, Mukunda sir. Thank you so much for sharing about where the Nepal market or where we are in terms of HR digitalization, right? So thank you so much. So I would request our next speaker, Mr. Reynaldo, for his presentation. Sir, now the platform is yours, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Can you hear me clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me just share my screen first. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for having me in this webinar. And I also would like to thank everyone for coming and for joining this webinar today. Now, I would like to thank Mr. Mukund Pukarel for that technical aspect that he presented on digital HR. And it is very, very important for him to do that, because during my presentation, I will not be showing such kind of examples. Yeah, but I am going into the strategic aspect of it and what are some of the possibilities with respect to how we can digitally transform HR in this present time. So, but first, let me ask you this question first. I would like to ask the audience at this time, what can make you smile today? Now, we are in a very difficult situation because of COVID. Now, I would like to ask this question to all of you, and I would like you to answer by writing on the chat box of Zoom. Yeah, what can make you smile today? What makes you smile today, or what will make you smile today? Let me see. I would like you to type on the chat. Okay. Working from home, of course. Working back. Getting rid of the problem. News of end of lockdown from, it's very fast. Happy and healthy life. We are safe and happy at home. Peaceful moment. Having a job, healthy and safe, secure job. Career growth. Working from home, motivated staff, and so on and so forth. Thank you very much for all your feedback on that question, because I'm asking that question because I hope that we are really fighting this situation, or we are fighting our enemy, the COVID, by being overcomers. I mean, with the use of technology, we are overcoming the challenge of COVID. So, and that is a good thing. So I hope that this webinar, this event that we are doing now, would make us happy, because we are able to show that we can do things even with the limitation. So thank you very much. Okay, our topic for this afternoon is about the changing role of HR in a digital world. So there are the keywords there, the role of HR, HR itself, and the digital world. Okay, so and that's a lot, but we have only a few minutes to tackle this particular topic. Now I will be covering the strategic role of HR. I think many of you have already heard about this in the previous webinars, like the webinar of Mr. Dave Ulrich, and it was very rich with regards to what's the role of HR at this point, or even not because of COVID. We should have been doing strategically with regards to HR. And we will look at what is digital transformation. And I believe that through the presentation of Mr. Mukund, you have an idea of what is a digital HR. And we are going to look at some of the specific HR functions and how we can digitalize them. Okay, so I will be giving you some examples of companies who are doing digital HR going through this the third content. And yeah, the examples that we are going to see with regards to few companies that we are going to show today. So there will not be a lot of companies that I will be presenting to you, but at least you'll have idea of what they are doing with regards to digitalizing HR. Okay, so this webinar is interactive. I have been requested that it should be interactive, discussion oriented, and there will be, of course, Q&A. And I would like to introduce you to the tool, which is called Menti, okay? And then we will do chat by Zoom, and also we will use polling. So there will be polling questions as we go along with this discussion. I'm sorry that I won't be, of course, I won't be speaking in Nepali. I'm sorry to say that. So I'm sure that I will try to make words simple as possible so that it will be more understandable. Okay, are we hearing so far good and well? Okay, I hope everything is okay so far. Now, so let's start. Let's dive into the first part of this presentation. Now, it will be looking at the strategic role of HR, especially during this time. The first question that I would like you to answer, okay, is what does being strategic mean to you as an HR professional or as an HR practitioner? What does being strategic mean to you? Now, I would like you to go to this website, okay? I would like you to go to this website, www.menti.com. Do not close your Zoom. You just open a browser, and then you go to this website. And once you are in that website, you will enter this code that is shown on the screen, and then you will have to complete the question, the sentence here. As an HR professional, being strategic means being what? Okay, so I would like you to go to Menti now. I will be sharing you that the part there. So let me just go there. Okay, and then let me share to you. So I hope you are now in Menti. So go to Menti and then type the code 253285. Sorry, I think I have to share this. I haven't shared this one yet. So let me Let me share this with you. Okay. So I hope you can see it now, the question. So go to menti.com and then type the code 253285. And then you have 3 possibilities of sharing your answer. You can write. Okay, now we have few words coming in. Being strategic is being accountable, being efficient, being doing employee retention, able to plan and execute, forward-looking, of course, efficient hiring, decision-making role. Of course, we have to have a role in making decision. A part of core business, yes, indeed. We have to be part in that discussion of business-oriented discussions, future-oriented, organized, visionary. Our word cloud is being populated now with all your answers. Planner, yes, of course, alignment with business, so many things, and so true with regards to how to be strategic or what is being strategic. Yeah. As an HR practitioner, as an HR expert, HR department, we have to be like this. We have to be this. We have to, there are so many important words here in the word cloud that describes what being strategic really means. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You can keep on typing there, but let me go back to, so we will try to bring in some of those words during the presentation. So let me share with you again our PowerPoint. And once again, thank you for those comments about what really being strategic means as HR professional. Now, so we know that this is the processes or the functions that HR has to do, starting from attracting prospective employees, interviewing them, hiring them, training them, motivating, review, reward, and retention. But we have to ask a question. Is this really happening in our organization? Are we really doing this as HR practitioner, as HR experts, as HR leaders? Are we doing all of this? This is supposed to be what we are going to do. Now, have we evolved? Now, based on Mr. Mukund's presentation, it seems that the evolution of HR in Nepal is maybe not that fast, but according to him, there are changes. It's changing now. But here, before, or I don't know whether it's still happening in Nepal, HR as administrator, just doing routines, transactional activities, payroll, admin. So are we just doing things like that as HR department? Or are we moving forward towards being functional expert? Are we doing manpower planning? Do we have the expertise in that? Hiring, etc. And have we also progressed to being strategist? HR as strategist, okay? Succession planning, leadership, succession, people management, people strategy. Are we evolving our HR from being administrators towards this level? And finally, are we as HR practitioners advancing forward to what is very important in the organization as business partner or business leader? Yeah. So customer focused HR, strategic, expert, and excellent administrator. We are still doing administration, but we are not remaining as administrator. We are moving forward, advancing towards being a partner or a leader and discussing with the corporate management and so on and so forth. So I would like you to look at HR in your organization, or even yourself as part of HR department in your organization. I would like you to think, okay, I would like you to think, what about the HR in your own organization? So I will be launching, I will be showing you a question. We are going to do polling, and I will show you a poll question, and I would like you to answer this question. Okay, let's see what kind of data we will be able to get. Okay, now I hope you will see this question on your screen. I would like you to select, you can select one or more answers to this question. Okay, good. It's coming. It's coming. Very good. The role of HR in my organization is what? Administrator, functional expert, strategist, business partner, a leader. Okay, are there any more who would like to come in to answer that question? Thank you very much. I will be there. So I think it's already shown on your screen, the results. So here, again, administrator is still quite more than half of the attendees, 54%. We are still doing a lot of administration, but we are also moving towards becoming functional experts, strategists, and around 28% business partner, a business leader. That is, this is what we see about Nepal. We have how many people here? We have 157 participants at this time, and this is quite promising. This is quite positive for Nepal, and we should not be saying that Nepal is still at the bottom of that level of HR practice. So this is quite positive, and Nepalese HR community should be happy about this, and the organization should be happy about this. Thank you for your inputs on that, because so I'm going to end the poll, and okay, sorry. So here, again, you have here the result. Administrator is still leading, 57%, and 46% for functional expert, 44% strategist, and 26% business partner leader. So again, it's quite good, but so perhaps it's changing at present. So let me just stop this sharing this result, and we will do another poll later. But what is important is that as real business partner, HR as a real business partner, we have to add value to not only to our employees. Okay, I think it was that was emphasized by Mr. Dave Ulrich last time, that we have to add value not only to our employees but also to our shareholders. Sorry. Okay. So we have to add value to our employees, not only to employees. We are not going to focus only in employees, but we have to think about the shareholders. We have to think about our customers. We have to think about our suppliers. But of course, we are not able to think about them if we don't do anything about our employees. But we have to be thinking of these people when we are performing our roles as HR, as business partner, as part of that decision making with regards to how business should be developed in our organization. So let's move on. Now, what is strategic HR management, what does it mean? Now here, I got this definition. I'm sure there are so many definitions, you know, how is it defined, but it's a process by which organizations seek to link this. You have three words there: capital. These are the capital of their members to the strategic needs of the firm. So you have three words, but those are not the right words, okay? I would like you to unscramble the letters of those words in highlighted in orange, and I would like you to come up with the right words. Let me and try to type your answers in the chat. Okay, let me see if let me see what you have. Okay, of course, the first one is human. Thank you. Wow, somebody got it. Yes, indeed, very correct. Okay, we have, thank you so much. Thank you for trying, and you're so quick, and of course, you know this very well. So human, social, and intellectual capital of the members of the organization. We have to link these capitals to the strategic needs of the firm. And how do we do that? We have already seen in the word cloud that we made in the first question that we have to be forward-looking, future-oriented. We have to be, we have to plan well, and so on and so forth. Let's look at it again. Now, so we have human capital, we have the social capital, and we have the intellectual capital. So how do we deal with this strategically? How, I mean, human capital is not only a, it will not become a capital if you have only the skills which are unused, okay? So if they have the skills, but you are not using their skills so that your business will achieve results, then you are missing out on how you use your human capital. And you have to have roles for them. They have skills but no roles. Maybe they need to be doing leadership roles. They have to be managing, and they have to be doing these things and those things so that the business will be helped, the results will be achieved. We have to do that for this human capital. And of course, the social capital, their networks, very important. How are we going to leverage the networks of our employees? And also for the intellectual capital, are we doing knowledge management? How are we using the tacit, explicit knowledge of the members of our organization? Do we have the system of really being able to retrieve quickly so that we can use those knowledge that is stored for our use in order for our business to be helped? Okay, so now I'm sure that you have heard, those who were in the first webinar of AIT extension, I'm sure you heard about this VUCA world, and that means volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. This is the world, the digital world that we are in, okay? So it's very volatile, very quick to change, uncertain. Why is it happening? What do we do next, okay? Very complex. You have to look at it strategically, using strategic thinking so that we will understand the complexity of what's happening in the market. Why customers behave like this? Why technology has to be used, and why markets are like this? When COVID came, I'm sure you experienced these things, ambiguity. So the VUCA world is this, okay? This is the digital world that we are in, okay? And we have to respond to this. So being strategic in the VUCA world, in a volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous world is to have a vision. Okay, so what do we think will happen next? Now, I don't know if I'm sure Grab is also familiar in Nepal. What would be after Grab? What would be after Uber? What else? And already we have Grab motorbike, we have Grab food and things like that. So what will happen next? A leader, an HR leader who can think about what's next, what's in the future, near future. And we need to be understanding, okay? We have to understand what is this uncertain world and clarify, we have to clarify this complex happenings around us with regards to the market, the consumer market and things like that. So being strategic is having a vision, understanding the complexity, being clear, and also being easily adaptable, agile, agility, flexible. So we do not stick to what has been there for a long time. We have to challenge the traditional. We have to be strategic. Now, again, being strategic is being able to participate in the process of strategic human resource management. We have to be prepared in discussing with our corporate management with regards to business goals. How do we scan the environment? How do we conduct analysis of what is happening and what is happening in our situation, in our organization, and what's happening with our employees, why they are not functioning well, why we are not achieving, what's the gap? We have to know what are the priorities of our organization in terms of human resource processes. And we have to measure the results of our interventions, of our activities. So these are the things, this is the process of strategic human resource management that we as HR practitioners should be able to participate, okay, in doing. And here again, decision making, being part of the decision making group. Here you have again the VUCA world. We have the decision makers. If your organization is organized this way, so here human resources is in the third level. But when we say we are strategic in human resource management, our HR should be able to discuss with the corporate management, what business are we in? We have to understand what business are we in. We have to be able to contribute in the discussion as HR practitioners together with the decision makers at the top. We have to share ideas with the business managers. How do we compete? And in, of course, the functional level, how do we support the business level and the competitive business units to be able to achieve the results of our organization, the targets of our organization. So this is about being strategic. So we have to participate in that discussion with the people at the top, with the business unit managers and the other parts of the organizations in terms of planning, in terms of decision making. We do not just stay in doing administrative jobs. Now, so here we are now moving towards the digital transformation, okay? So the rapid spread of digital technologies will reconfigure the HR organization model. So here, this is a model of the organizational structure of an HR department, okay? Perhaps this is in a big scale, but if we can put this into a smaller scale inside an organization, the HR department, I believe that it also will look like this. So again, we are not only looking at doing operational activities. But the first one, as business partner, okay, we have to be doing business partner jobs because in the future, we are talking here about the future, or even at present, this is already happening. This model of HR organization is already happening in organizations in the developed world, or even here in Asia. And here you can see the first part, business partner. We have to be focusing on organizational effectiveness, talent strategy execution, succession planning, and those other parts, operational parts of HR, we will be they will be taken care of by the self-service way. Okay, again, there are many things, operational activities that can be changed into self-service type of actions. And the next one, operational services. So again, this is about operation, although now the operational type of services will be done by robots, will be done by artificial intelligence. But what is the role of HR? HR is more on monitoring these operations, monitoring these transactional cases, and doing improvements, thinking about how to improve these operations of these robots and also of this artificial intelligence. So again, it's not purely administration operational, but it's more on a high level in terms of continuous improvement. Okay, so we have to make it fast. And the other part is strategic services, centers of excellence. So here HR has to move towards this expertise, and also we have outsourcing will become part of the HR organization. So now let's go to the second part, digital transformation. So let us look at how the digital world has advanced. Okay, so now we are now in the artificial intelligence wave 5. Okay, so this is how fast the technology is rapidly changing. And what is digital transformation? Is the integration of digital technology into all areas of business. It's not only that, it's not only using digital technology, but it's also about cultural change of not being remaining on a status quo, not remaining traditional, but experimenting, but trying new things, and not being comfortable with failure. If we fail, then we do things again. So we have to face challenges. And that is, so in another way, digital transformation starts with digitization, and then going forward to digitalization, creating a culture, and then digital transformation is being really flexible, very active, innovative. Okay, so that is how we look at digital transformation. Okay, so here are some of the questions that we have to ask. Now, if we go for digital transformation in our organization, especially about HR, then we have to ask these questions. Do we know which part of the business that we have to digitize, more profitable part? And do we know the customer journeys? How do the customers access our services? Is there possibility that for them, they don't need to go to our shops anymore, to our buildings anymore, but they will just receive those through online, the services and the products that we have? Is there collaboration within our organization? Are we allowing trial and error approach? Are we coordinating all of these digital initiatives? Are we giving tools to our employees? And are we challenging are we creating new ideas, challenging the status quo? Are we allowing that? And is our budget flexible? Are our employees empowered to act? So these are some of the questions that we have to to answer, we have to deal, so that we are able to digitally transform our organization. Okay. Now, traditional HR versus digital HR, of course, you have the benefits and advantages. We know that it's quick, it's time efficient, cost effective, no paperwork, and so on and so forth in comparison to the traditional way. Okay, so here, let us look at the steps to be able to transform the organization. First, of course, we have to have goals. We have to have a team. We have to gather a team who are very passionate about this particular task. And of course, they have to know the task. Develop a strategy. We have to build the right tech stack or the tools. We have to build the tools, the system. And we should not be afraid of experimenting, of trying. Okay, so if it's not too effective, then we have to make some adjustments with the system that we have developed. We have to experiment, and we have to measure results. After trying what we have experimented, we have to look at results, or after developing the system, let's measure results. And are we transparent? Are we communicating about what we are doing? And finally, even if we are using technology a lot in our organization, we should not forget what's the culture of our organization. The culture maybe of being together, not only just being together online or Zoom, but rewarding, having time together, and being part of that culture. Okay, now I want to see what stage of digital transformation is your organization in. Okay, the first stage, business as usual. Customer operations, maintain the status. It depends on the customer. Business as usual. We are not doing anything because it's not required by the customer. Are we in that stage of digital transformation? Or are we in the second stage? Are we experimenting? Are we imagining? Are we being creative? Are we doing trial and error, experimenting the technology that we have? And the third stage, do we have the sense of urgency? After we have experimented with something, are we formalizing what we have experimented? Are we strategic? Because sometimes our efforts in terms of digitalizing, they are happening in different parts of the organization. And number four, the fourth stage is, are we coming together? And then are we having a dedicated team converge? That's the fifth stage. And finally, are we now established being innovative and adaptive? So the culture of innovation becoming top priority. So which stage are you, is your organization in terms of digital transformation? So here, another poll. I would like to ask this question to you. So again, which stage are we? I will share the next polling question. Okay, so look at this question, and I would like you to select only one answer. Okay, only one answer. Which stage is your organization now with regards to digital transformation? Is it in a business as usual stage, present and active stage, formalized? Oh, sorry. It's not yet launched, sorry. Okay, that's the question. Sorry. Okay, please formalize. Wow. Okay. Business as usual, 32, 31. Okay. Innovative and adaptive, 10%. Converge. So business as usual is still leading. Okay. Okay. Few seconds more. Let's see whether you are still in business as usual stage. Okay. Present and active 29, formalized 19%, 10%, and so on and so forth. So let me just share with you the result. Okay. Okay. Share. This is the result. Okay. So, wow, innovative and adaptive 13% compared to present and active 30%. So again, it's not bad. Okay. So we are improving in terms of what we are doing. So now, so that's about the digital transformation part. Now let's move on to, this is the last part because I'm going to combine these two parts, the third and the fourth. So we have examples of how companies, some companies are doing digital transformation of HR functions. And according to statistics, we have 64% of HR leaders say that improving operational excellence is one of their top business objectives. Of course, they want to be excellent in terms of their operations. And that this is a research by different research organizations, and they're asking about leaders, HR leaders, and companies in terms of HR issues. So 64%, they want to improve excellence. 56% of companies are redesigning their HR programs to leverage digital and mobile tools. So HR programs using digital technology. So 56%, 67%. So they believe that if their company does not become significantly more digitalized by this year, it will no longer be competitive. So we have to compete, they have to compete, and they think that it is really necessary. And of course, in terms of results, 80% of the organizations who are doing digital culture, they have breakthrough performance as a result of using technology in the organization. So let us look at, so it's important. We have to move forward. We have to really leverage technology that are available in order to do business. So let's look at some examples on how companies are transforming HR digitally under talent acquisition, learning and development, employee engagement and well-being, and performance management. Okay, so now according to research again, recruiting and staffing becomes truly candidate-centric. So more focus on the candidate. When we recruit people, that recruitment will focus on the candidate. What does it mean? An example, Accenture. Accenture is an organization headquartered in Ireland and doing consulting. And when they hire people for work in their organization, they have to focus on what are the strengths of the applicants, what's the passion, because they believe that when the person enjoys what he or she is doing, then the productivity will just flow. So here, each employee of Accenture is given multiple strength assessment tests, and then knowing their strengths, knowing their passion, then organization will align the priorities and goals with the strengths of the employee. You see, it's very focused on the employee, what the employee is capable of, and they are aligning the priorities and goals, and also collects feedback to adapt its talent management processes even further. And they are using this mixed model solution called Performance Achievement System. Now, this is technology supported not only hiring, but also performance management. Okay, let's look at LinkedIn. I don't know how many of you, I saw the announcement of this webinar in LinkedIn. And that is one of the things that we have to do with regards to hiring people. We have to find a way wherein we are also able to advertise our organization to a wider audience using technology, so we can connect with the best candidates, matching using different tools. LinkedIn is a very important tool for organizations and individuals looking for a job, and companies looking for individuals to work in their organization. So world's largest professional network, and also Microsoft's fastest growing businesses, one of Microsoft businesses. Okay, let's look at training and development, or learning and development. So now, formal, informal training, it's not. It's maybe the difference is not that much anymore, because training and development will become personalized. Maybe you just send a particular video that the worker will be able to view to help him do his job, and context-specific training and learning support. So we have already progressed. We have already progressed from e-learning and blended learning. Now we are in this learning in the flow of work and capability academies. Many organizations, they have their own universities for the training of their own people. But of course, if you want to send your people for master's degree or other degrees, you will have a choice whether you go for online courses or you will go for real education. But here, learning in the flow of work, using technology, using YouTube videos, using Twitter, using network learning. So that is what will happen. Network learning is learning together with others. Personal learning networks we have to use so that we will be able to leverage the educational capital and social capital of those who are in the network, so that we will be able to improve ourselves through mastery. Mastery, we are going to be not only ourselves, but somebody will validate what we are doing, what we have learned, and learning from peers and social network. There will be credible feedback. We can ask for social support in the process of learning, and of course motivation and engagement, because when you are in a network, there are people who will help in terms of what you have to learn. Now there are movements, there are groups. LOL, what do you mean by LOL? I think you would say what? Let's see. What is LOL? Let's see if somebody will say something. What is LOL? Lots of love. Ranjana. Wow, Ranjana is in love. What is LOL and what is WOL? Okay, so only laugh out loud. Lots of love. Okay, so thank you for those answers. But actually, you're almost there, almost correct, Mr. Is it Omkar, Mr. Omkar? You're almost there, but it's actually LOL is learning out loud, meaning you learn together with others. When you learn, you are learning with others, so others will know that you are learning. In fact, we learn by teaching. Yeah. So even if I'm teaching, I'm also learning from you. When I'm going to teach, I have to do a lot of research. So that's learning out loud, because people, and what's W? W, of course, it's about work. It's not world of learning, Anjula, but it's work out loud. Okay, again, this is a movement. If you look at those two things, LOL and WOL, there are again ways of learning how HR can use networks for developing their employees. And here example is Deloitte. Again, this is a UK-based organization, and they have this Deloitte People Network, which is the learning network for it's a platform, okay, used by Deloitte in terms of training and development, wherein their employees will be able to discuss directly with the experts in their network. Okay, almost there. Employee engagement and well-being. Now, analytics tools can pinpoint the drivers of engagement and direct tailored interventions as needed. So what I mean with this is that are our employees engaged? Are they having are they doing well? Are they having work-life balance? So we can use analytics tools in order to reach to us, in order to monitor our employees. And an example of that is Starbucks. Starbucks, especially during the COVID situation, or even before, I believe that all employees in the US of Starbucks will have access to 20 sessions a year with a mental health expert, okay, to coach through providing coaching using the platform Lyra Health. Okay, again, that's a technology assisted type of intervention, and sessions can be in person or via video chat, and there are some self-care apps. Again, the Starbucks is focusing on the well-being of their employees. Okay, performance management. This is the last of the functions that I would like to talk about. Performance management and employee relations become real-time, social, and more human. So an example of that is DTAC in Thailand. It's a mobile company. Again, it's about strengths-based development, performance management, 360-degree feedback using technology-oriented platform. And this is really powering digital transformation in a project-based way of work in DTAC in Thailand. So instead of using the KPI model, they are focusing more on the strengths of the employees and in terms of performance management using a platform, technology platform. So, okay, wow, that's a lot already. I hope you are still following my presentation. I hope you are still listening. What challenges are you facing regarding digital transformation of HR in your organization? This is the question. What are the challenges? I just would like you to write on the chat. What are your challenges? Okay. What are your challenges in terms of digital transformation of HR in your organization? Technology, budget, old thought of CEO. Wow. I hope your CEO, Mr. Musham, is not here. Budget, team management. Okay, there's no team management, or team management is maybe has to be improved. Remotely located beneficiaries. Okay, maybe difficult to reach. Finance, rigid management. Yes, not flexible. Again, one of those questions, are we flexible? ICT, error, budget and authority, and so on and so forth. Thank you so much for so many inputs here. Budget and human finance, lack of knowledge. Okay, management team, infrastructure. So there are many things. So let us look at, thank you for all your feedback on that question. So many challenges. Lack of clear strategy or goal. So again, we have to have a goal for digital transformation. We do not just use technology because technology is there. There has to be a purpose. What is the goal? Why we are going to transform? Resistance from the upper management, from the corporate management. Okay, they no buy-in. They oppose the idea of digital transformation. That's a big challenge. Lack of budget. Okay, of course you mentioned that. There's no budget. Lack of expertise. Okay, also mentioned by some of you. And lack of flexibility, very rigid, very, very true that all the inputs that you had, the feedback to that question. And it's really true. What you mentioned in the chat are really real challenges with regards to, so how do we address these challenges? How do we solve? What are our solutions to these challenges? How do we, if the upper authority, upper management does not allow us, what are we going to do if we don't have budget? Okay. Now remember, there are technologies which are still, I mean, we have some free technologies that you can use for maybe for trial. Okay, you use for trial. You experiment using free platforms. Okay, there are so many free platforms in the internet which you can use if you don't have the budget. If you want to start by experimenting. Okay, so there are many free things. But when you decide, when you bring the case after experimenting, bring the case to the upper management who are resistant, then you can make a case. So there are some. Okay, now, so I have said a lot. We will go to questions and Q&A later, but I would like you to think now. I would like you to reflect now. And I would like you to go to Minty again. Let's go to Minty and then answer the new question. Let's have a new question in Minty. Because we are now, I'm done with my presentation, and let's see how we can apply. What are we going to do next with regards to what we have already learned? You have already learned many things in the past few weeks, and I would like you to answer this question. Okay, go to menti.com. The code is, oh, sorry, I have to share this one first. New share. Okay, so go to menti.com. Okay, what would be your next steps towards digital HR transformation in your organization? Better connection, okay, that needs budget, yeah? So you need a budget for that. Digitally work from home. Okay, that's a good idea while we are still, but also, again, the new normal, there will be that flexibility, I believe, even in Nepal for sure, that we can already work from home. And again, technology is very important for that. Wow, so we have here some of your next steps. Implementation of new technology to automate, support management to understand, support the management to understand. Yeah, that is very good. You have to bring the case to your management. You have to challenge the management. You have to provide proof that we need this. You have to understand that we need. Learn and grow, follow the change curve. That's good. Research, that's very good. You have to do research. You have to know what is happening. You have to learn from examples. You have to ask Mr. Mukund, which are the organizations doing digital HR, and can we learn from them? So do research. Training, of course, we need to train the staff and to be more flexible. Okay, many things, very good. Paperless environment, okay. So next steps, innovation, research, vigilance. What does vigilance mean? Of course, to be flexible is to be vigilant also. Whatever is changing around us, we have to monitor, we have to check so that we can act. Employee awareness, yes, we have to make employees aware of the situation. Thank you very much. Thank you. These are very good suggestions, very good applications of what you have been learning in the past webinars. So let me thank you so much. Thank you. I would like to go back because we are really running out of time, but thank you very much for those very good next steps. Okay, now conclusion. I'm in conclusion now. What is our conclusion? First, HR should be the digital transformation leader because HR knows the needs of the employees, but also HR has to go beyond the employees. HR has to know the needs of the customers, the suppliers, okay? So because we take action, developing our people, doing something with the organizational effectiveness according to what is happening with regards to the customer side. So digital transformation leader, HR should be digital transformation leader because digitalization challenges is about work culture. Okay, that's very important. That means HR has to help itself. HR has to develop itself. HR has to be those things that are necessary for digital transformation, capacitate itself. But we have to remember that it's not the technology itself, but it's how we apply the technology. Okay, what's the need of our customers? Let's apply something. Let's develop an application. It's not only using technologies here and there without addressing our business needs. It's the way of how we apply technology appropriately. Okay, so with regards to, again, strategic human resource management in the digital age, we look at the future, zoom out, but it should be the most likely future, the near future, not the very far future. The future is around us actually, and zoom in. What can we do now so that we will reach that future? Okay, that very near future. What would be our priorities that will lead to that future? So these are the things that I would like to share with you. So that's it, and we can go for Q&A.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ray. So in a very short time, you have covered many things, I think, right? From beginning level to basic level to digital transformation as well. We are already running out of time. I know there are a few questions we need to answer. So I would like to ask Mr. Mukunda, sir, do you have anything to share? Because you have also gone through the question and answer questions block, right? I think if you have anything to answer, you can answer now, sir.
Okay. I have a few questions from the participants. Yeah. I will answer those questions. I have answered a few questions in the chat itself. And first, my apologies for not speaking in English. I spoke in Nepali because I didn't know there were participants from abroad Nepal, outside Nepal. There was a question from Saligram Parajuli from Nepal Telecom.
Yes.
How we can fulfill the skill gap of the employees in digital transformation. Actually, there are a few ways to fulfill the skill gaps. We cannot terminate employees who are working right now in our organization. So yes. First, we have to bring in some skilled employees. That is the must. Some fresh minds, fresh employees has to be brought into the organization. And next is we have to re-skill existing employees. Those who are working in the business process have to be re-skilled through training and orientation. And one of the most important thing is we have to design the HR system to cover business process, not a technical thing. just like clicking on the menu, click on running a query. We have to let go of those old system. We have to use a very user-friendly system that caters to business process. When we cater to business process, we follow the business process. Nobody can. It is not difficult to learn. Everybody knows the business process. They are in the HR field. They are doing the business. And if the system is designed that way, there will be not a problem to follow the digital system. And another question is from Ujjwal Adhikari. How competency mapping be implemented in our local context? Mainly, competency mapping is first, the organization has to develop skills and competencies for every job in the organization. When you develop skills and competencies, required skill, competencies, knowledge, and other requirements just like education and training, you can create a job profile for every position. And those job profiles will have all the competencies. Mainly we call them KSAs. We can build job description based on those job profile which have KSAs. And those KSAs, those job descriptions which have already KSAs built on those job based on job profile can be compared. It's like, what is the expected competencies from the employees and what are the available competencies of the employees? We can compare those expected and available competencies based on KSA model. But first we have to have a clear job profile and clear job description of the positions. And there was another question from Sarda Wagle, how we can accommodate lower level staff into the digital scenario. Basically, we cannot accommodate all employees in the digital scenario. Just like there may be guards, there may be kitchen staff, peons, messengers. They cannot be implemented in 100%. It is not possible to implement 100% to all the employees. But there are certain things we can do. Just like everybody has smartphones right now, we can track attendance, we can track locations, we can send notification to them. We can send them in Nepali if they are cannot read in English. But not everything is possible in digital HR for lower level employees, but many things can be done. Attendance tracking, leave tracking, notification, messaging, this kind of things can be done. And for more technical matters, we can allow the supervisor of those employees. Supervisor can fulfill the gap for lower level employees and the digital system. And there was another.
Sir, I think we need to stop because there is one relevant question to Mr. Ray.
Yeah.
Mr. Ray, here's one, sir. Yeah, so because we have very limited time, so I'm just stopping it. So
Okay.
We are, getting, we'll get back to them later, right? So because we have already recorded all the questions, so our team will reply. They will contact you and you can reply, right? Later.
Okay, fine.
Sir, Mr. Ray, we have one question. How to make the teaching profession effective by using technology? So teaching profession means it's related to L&D or teaching process, right? So how we can make this process effective by using technology? This is the question by Vijay Rajpanta.
Okay, are you talking about teaching in the school, in the university, something like that?
I think he's a principal from one of the school. So
Okay.
I think must be asking about.
Okay, now you know what? Actually, all the teachings or most of the teachings in Thailand now are using technology, online learning, using basically most of the schools are using Zoom. Okay, using Zoom in terms of teaching because of the COVID situation, and there are many ways wherein there are many tools that you can use. There are videos that people can students can watch, and then using videos for discussion, and also using Zoom for teaching, and whether it's skills oriented or not. So there are several technologies that we can use. We have offline technologies like those videos, and also some resources from different internet websites that they can use for teaching. I mean, we can utilize those technologies, those resources, but it has to be planned. I mean, it has to be planned that the outcomes will be achieved even using those technologies for teaching. So because we want it to be effective, then we have to look at what results do we want to achieve for students in terms of grades or in terms of skills and things like that. And we plan the technology, use of technology according to the goals that we set in terms of outcomes.
Okay, can I take one more question for Mr. Ray? Here is one question from Madan Khadka. So can you please elaborate about KPI model and reference regard performance appraisal in a very short way, please.
Okay, so the KPI model, key performance indicators, normally these indicators, these are the things that your supervisor, the supervisor would like to see in terms of what results they want to see from your work when you are working. Okay, so key performance, what are the results of performing the tasks in your job. So you have to plan this, you have to list this down together with your supervisor and discuss about it, whether you are able, whether at the beginning you have to discuss this with your supervisor, so that at the end of the year, normally we are doing appraisal at the end of the year, or some organizations, they do a midterm, half of the year. So according to this list of key performance indicators, then you will be reviewed, you will be judged by your supervisor whether you are able to achieve what you have set at the beginning after half of the year or end of the year. And I think the most important thing about KPIs, with regards to the KPI model, at presently, we need feedback, quick feedback. We do not wait for the half of the year, end of the year, that we give feedback to our employees. We have to give feedback all the time. That is how performance management is changing. Quick feedback, informative feedback, not only you failed here, you failed there. We have to tell the employee what's challenging you, what's keeping you from performing well. Okay, so and then you provide some ways of developing the person so that he or she can achieve the performance objectives. So that's KPI model.
Yes. Thank you so much for the presentation and letting us know about many things about digitalization and HR things from both of you. We are really happy for both of you to be here, and let's see if we can do anything in later. In other session, we will again get back to you. Thank you so much, Mr. Ray and Mr. Mukunda Pokhrel. Right, sir? So now I would like to ask Mr. Pradeep, Dr. Pradeep Kumar Das, to close the session, in fact, and to give the word of thanks to all the participants and all whatever you have. You can share now, sir. It's your platform.
Once again, thank you very much. I'm calling Pradeep now.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I think it was one of the very interactive session. It was not usually the typical webinar style. It was a lot of interaction with a lot of polling and a lot of interaction with the participants. And we saw the chat box also, the participants were not a passive listener. They were actively listening and also responding to the questions. So this is possible also with the application of technology. And Mr. Ray Ronaldo, who is a very seasoned trainer, he used a lot of this interactive session. So on behalf of AIT Extension, I would like to thank you, Mr. Ronaldo, for his excellent and interactive session through our second webinar, which is the need of the hour. Special thanks to Mr. Bimal from FroxPro for the valuable partnership. Mr. Mukunda Pokhriyal, also from the RIGO Consulting, talk about HRMIS, which is definitely very, very required when we are at the 21st century and considering the current uncertain environment. So thank you very much for all the valuable contribution, which make the webinar very, very qualitative, interactive, and very effective. I would like to thank you also, my EIT Extension colleagues, particularly Pallavi, Kanlaya, and Brian, for their very, very strong support and technical inputs, which was possible only through their great help. Looking forward to have a similar webinar in coming weeks through our partners, Mr. Bimal. These are, I should say, these are the trailer of the movies through this webinar, and definitely we can have collaboration and partnership for blended learning, which is very much possible through our online and offline teaching resources. So thank you very much for all the participants for your active participation and cooperation to make this webinar a very successful one. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much to all the active participants, and I hope you understand that because of time we could not answer all the questions. Definitely we will get back to you. We have summarized all the questions. Miss Sapana is noting all the things, and even Mukunda sir, I think he have also replied. So we will try to cover all the queries, all of your queries, and reply to in your email box only. So thank you so much. See you again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Mukund sir, thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye.